Hi YouTube, this is going to be my first budget with me. This will be for the first week in August. I normally like doing this a month ahead of time, but with everything that's been going on and my daughter starting online school, me going back to work, it's just been kind of hectic, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and we will see how this goes. So I use the Budget Mom Paycheck workbook, and this is the printables. So what I use is just my own put together. So I made my own cover, and then I just printed out the printables. I have a bill tracker, and then once all my bills are paid, I like to make sure that I keep track of everything. And I will probably do a July budget closeout to show you guys how I normally do everything. But today we're just gonna go ahead and do the budget by Paycheck. So let's get started. So sorry if I'm writing a little off, but that's just how I write. So the first thing will be my income. And that's normally the same, which is at $14.25. And then the cents always changes, so I always budget lower at $14.25. My husband has an income. His is normally around $10.80. And then we usually have some rollover from the month before. So I'm gonna go ahead and budget that at let's say 35. And it's usually normally higher than that, but again, I like to budget out pretty low, so let's go ahead and calculate this up, which is $4.25 plus $10.80 plus 35, which will be $25.40. And okay, then will be our bills. So in my bills, I have the bills laid out on my monthly. So let me go ahead and take that out so it's easier to see. I normally have them dated, but I ran out of date stickers, so I just ordered some more. So I'll go ahead and wait and put those dates in once I'm done. So how I have it set out is this will be the paycheck that I received in July. So those are all in blue. Green is what I pay for in my personal account and not my account I share with my husband. And then so we get paid here, which is, I don't even know what day it is. I get paid, but this will be the first paycheck that we receive in August. So everything that is going to be on this budget paycheck will be in pink. Again, the green is from my personal account, so I pay for the HBO Max on my own. And then this will be our second paycheck in August, so sorry. And those will all be in yellow. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will start showing you what I do. And if you hear any background noise, that's just gonna be my daughter. She's in the other room doing her online schooling, so she'll be off and on in the other room, so I will try to keep it at a minimum noise level. But for now, we're going to go ahead and do my PayPal credit. And today's date will be the 7th. And we're going to go ahead and budget $50. Our next payment will be my husband's credit card. And that is due on the 8th. And that's going to be $10.40. The next will be my husband's Amazon Music. And that is due on the 11th. And that's at $16.07. And then we have our Durango payment, and that's from Citizens 1, and that is due on the 11th as well, and that's normally $705.49. I know that's a little high, but it's something that me and my husband both agreed we could afford that on our monthly income, so that is what we have. And it is a vehicle that is able to fit all of our children, plus have towing capabilities. You know, my husband likes to fish and go to drag races and things like that, so we needed something that has room. And so that is what we're doing. And what's next? We have our Disney Plus, which it's only a penny, and that's because we have a package through Hulu, so I don't know why we get to charge the 1 cent, but that's what it is in order for my daughter and my kids to use. And then we have a personal loan that me and my husband took out to kind of consolidate some of our bigger credit issues, and so we pay $408.72 every month. And then we have our phone, our home phone, which is just basically for our Wi-Fi, and that is usually around $57–58. So I'll go ahead and budget $60 just to have that cushion. And then we have a Sam's Club credit, and that is due on the 15th as well. And our minimum payment is $28. And then my husband has a Discover card, and it's not just him that has credit. I have credit cards as well, and you'll see in the upcoming Paycheck methods that you know, we each have our own, and that's just because we deal with a blended family. He has children, I have children, so we have different expenses for them, but we use our joint account to pay for everything, and we just try to keep open mind about it. although we are trying to pay a lot of it down, which is why we took out a loan for this. And so next we have Amazon credit, which is due on the 18th, and that's at $27. And okay, and then we go down to my, I guess you would say, my variable expenses, which is, you know, my groceries, my gas, my eating out, and then we do budget a miscellaneous. So for groceries, we budget $425, and for gas we budget $175. And this is because both me and my husband live 30 plus miles from where we work, and we go in every other day. Groceries, we have 4 teenage boys, 1 daughter. One daughter, she's in 3rd grade. So with the teenage boys, we are constantly going through groceries, especially now that they're home. So this gives us a pretty good cushion on what we need while they're home. So that's what our budget is for that. And eating out, we budget $200, and that is a lot of basically for my husband. He likes to get breakfast on the go. He normally works through his lunch hour, so wherever they're at, they will pick up something to eat. And so a lot of that is for 2 weeks, and then normally on the weekends we'll get 1 or 2 meals, you know, at a fast food place, just because we're tired of cooking. And that's been the case for a lot. So then we have a miscellaneous budget, or unbudgeted, and we just do that at $50. So now let's go ahead and calculate. 50 plus 1040 plus 1607 plus 705. We'll just add that 1 penny in there. Oh, 705.49 plus the penny plus the 408.72, the 60, the 28, the 40, the 27, the 425, the 175, the 200, and the 50, which brings our total to $2,195.69. So we go ahead and take our income minus our expenses. So we have $344.31 left. So we'll go ahead and bring that down to here. And we don't use cash envelopes on a daily basis for here, and that's just because my husband and I both are always on the go. We're at work, we stop at the store when we're done, you know, so we don't carry cash in these areas. It's just easier for us to keep track with receipts. So every time we buy something, I'll go ahead and make sure we we budget from whatever category we are using. So down here is our cash envelopes that are semi-sinking funds that we can dip into when we need, but not so much for savings that we don't use. I don't know if that makes sense, but so my husband will get an allowance, I guess you could say, but we don't call it that. And I will get the same. And we normally get $100 a month, but I mean every 2 weeks. We'll get $100 every 2 weeks, but we receive some money from our tribe, so we use that as our personal. So this is the amount that we have left over from what our income is. So and we normally transfer these to our own personal account. That way we can use it on whatever we please. No questions asked from him, and no questions asked from me as to what this money goes to. So then we also budget for car maintenance. And we do that at $20 every 2 weeks. Then we do an emergency fund. And again, we do $20. And clothing. Is $20. Vacation. Although nobody's going on a vacation anytime soon, we just still like to keep saving. You know, this could be for, you know, we have family that live in the northern Arizona parts, and I also have family in New Mexico, so that could be for, you know, gas money, you know, eating out, whatever we need on our way. But that's normally what we do. And then we do back to school. And we budget that at $50, just because we have all these kids in school. So with that, we're gonna do 40 plus 40 plus 20, 20, 20, 20 plus 50. And that gives us $210. So we will subtract 344, 31 minus 210, which will be 134.31. Okay, so then we will go over to our actual sinking funds. And these are the same amounts every single pay period. These never change. And this is basically for our kids' birthdays, because we have so many children. We need to budget out, which is, you know, we like to take them out to eat, which in this case, I don't know if that'll happen this year, but, and then, you know, they like cash. So, whatever is left over in those accounts, they will get the remaining in those envelopes. So we're trying to budget for $150 for each child. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and list them out. And we have our first son, which is Garrison. And we budget $10, so $20 a month. And then our oldest daughter, and their birthdays are 2 days apart, so eating out, they'll end up probably getting more of the leftover because we normally do theirs together. And then anniversary, and me and my husband usually like to go out to a nice restaurant and just spend some time together. But this year, I don't know if it's going to happen. We did get married on December 12th, 2012, so that's a date that he can never forget. So we will see. And then we have my daughter, and her birthday is New Year's Eve. So although hers, we probably won't be giving her the cash. We'll probably get her something she wants that year. But with her, she likes to have the whole family around. So we normally like go to a pizza place and have everybody there, and that's where the majority of her money will go. My other son, Dean, gets $10. His is in February. And then my son Sebastian is also in February. And although my son just turned 18 and my stepdaughter is now 22, we still like to give them a nice birthday. And my son still lives with us. He is starting a new job at Fry's. So we'll see how that goes. My son Caden also gets $10. And then we do sports fund. And that's $5. And this is normally what I use for to get into the games. For my sons play football, basketball, you know, tournaments they may have. You know, we have to pay an entry fee, so that's what that money is usually used for. Or if they need help team-wise, you know, raising money or whatever, that's what that money will go for. And then we have my Amazon Prime, and that's due in May. So I just budget $5 a paycheck, and that is always the same at $80. So I already know that amount. So then we do 80, which gives us $54.31. And then our extra debt, we do a snowball, or debt snowball, and we always put $50 towards that. And what we're going to use our debt snowball for is paying off our car. So we have 2 vehicles. We have a Durango that is through Citizens One, and then we have a Chrysler 200 that's through CBR Auto. So we are trying to pay off the CBR Auto loan, so when my kids are able to drive, that's the car that they can use, just because it's very economical, and we use that when it's just me and my husband traveling back and forth, and the Durango is what we use when we have, you know, all of our kids or more than 2 kids with us. That's the vehicle that we will use. And it is pretty gas guzzling, I want to say. So again, that's the $175, because sometimes my husband and I work on different days, so we'll or the same days, and we will try to carpool, so we will end up, you know, having to use less gas during that time. So debt snowball is going to be $50, and so we have a remaining of $431. And I just usually like to put savings here, although I won't be budgeting anything for that right now. But if we have any remaining from any of our variables, then that's what I'll put in our savings. But as of right now, we only have $4.31 left over. So as of right now, it'll just be 0. And I will have this as a cushion to go into the next month, which is normally higher than it needs to be. Okay, so we've done that. So we will go on to our cash envelope breakdown. And again, this will just be everything we use as sinking funds. So we will go ahead and do car maintenance. And again, that's going to be $20. Which my husband said we probably need to start beefing this up because we are going to need new tires in the beginning of the year for probably both vehicles. So we'll go ahead and beef that up probably after all the kids start school, and then we can use the back to school money to beef this up. Emergency fund, we'll get $20. Clothing, again, will be $20. Vacation, oh, excuse me, will be $20. Back to school, will be $20. Oh, I'm sorry, $50. So let me go ahead and wait that out. Again, sorry for the noise. My daughter and her dog are out in the next room. So we are there. And then we have all the birthdays. So we have Garrison, Amy, our anniversary, my daughter Addison, my son Dean, my other son Sebastian, who is a Valentine's baby as well. Then we have our 4th son, which is Caden. And our sports fund. Our Amazon Prime. Oh, I guess I should say my Amazon Prime, as I'm usually the only one that uses it. And then we have our snowball debt. So these will all be $10. the sports fund is $5, as well as Amazon Prime. And then our debt snowball of $50. So then we go into our breakdown. So this will just be $120, and I just do the highest bills. I don't need to break them down any further than what they are. And that's just to keep my envelopes as slim as possible. So we have 10, and that is 7 of them. And then we have 2 5s, and then 1 more 50. So that means we have 2 50s at 100, 4 20s at 80, and 7 10s, which is at 70. And then we have 2 5s, which is at 10. So that brings us to 100 plus 80 plus 70 plus 10, which is 260. So, and that is the number I normally have to take to the bank. So that is just a number that's always used when I withdraw from our bank account. And then that's it. So what I usually do is take a printable from the Budget Mom and write all this information down on there and give it to the teller, and this is what they will give me back. So this is my first budget with me, and I just now figured out the date is going to be the 7th. So I'll write that up here and then here. So thank you for joining me on my first budget, and I will come back and do my closeout for July in my next video. Thanks.